Namaste and welcome to Soul Focus TV. And let's have a namaste. My name is Coach Betsy, and today we're going to be doing a class on chakra aligning. I know that in these unprecedented times we all have a lot of stuff going on, and one of the ways that manifests is our chakras may be unaligned, and you could tell by having certain symptoms, such as, you could be extremely tired or depressed. I have to put my music on. And this can manifest itself in lots of ways. And we can align our chakras, or we can help to align our chakras. So we're going to try to do that today. By doing, there's several poses for each chakra. I'm going to talk about the chakras a little bit. We're going to do one or two poses for each chakra. There are 7 major chakras. There's actually hundreds of chakras throughout our body. If you're not quite sure what a chakra is, the word chakra actually means wheel or cycle. And we know that the universe is energy. That's a documented scientific fact. And then we have our seed body, our physical body. The chakras are sort of the interface between the energy and the physical body. So they're where the physical and the spiritual body come together, and these major chakras that run up and down our spine from our groin to the crown, actually to just above our crown. And if you could picture them as spinning wheels, or someone once described it to me as a ceiling fan, the way you see a ceiling fan turning, that's kind of what a chakra is doing. It's spinning and making all the connections for other little nadis in our body, places where we have channels where energy is flowing to different aspects of our being. So we're going to talk about the chakras a little bit, and there's going to be a pose for each chakra. And hopefully when we're done with the yoga practice, we're also going to align our chakras with a physical practice of connecting the first chakra to the second, to the third, and so forth and so on. So that was my intention for today. So we're going to start with just a regular warm-up to make sure we're warm. And so we're going to sit for just a few moments and just take a nice deep breath. And exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale. The breath is also a wonderful tool. Another deep breath. And let it go. It's our life force. Now let's just take a few moments to observe our mind. And own whatever's up there. If there's something disturbing you, anxiety, tension, just own it. We're going to try to fix that today. Perhaps you're not sleeping well. That's a common thing I'm hearing from people right now. We can fix that too. Now let's just observe the mind, and then shift to observing the body. How is your neck, your shoulders, the spine, particularly the lower back and the hips? And then moving down into the legs. How are your knees, your ankles, and your feet? And as we release all that tension that you may have in your body, just try to picture it flowing out the bottom of your feet where it's gone. We're just going to start to move in a nice circular motion. Just stay with your breath. Let's reverse direction. Now as we slowly come back to center, inhale the arms up and down. Up and down. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to add a little twist to this. Inhale. Exhale. Now let's go over to that right side and hold. Turning your head. Looking over that shoulder. And then we'll go all the way to the other side. Nice deep breath. Now as we come back to the center, we're going to bring our hands to Chin Mudra, first finger and thumb together. Now we're just going to go side to side, continuing to warm up the spine. Particularly interested in warming up the spine. We always should be, but since our chakras are up and down the spine, we really want to get that area warmed up. Let's slowly come back to center. We're going to lift the arms all the way up, interlacing the fingers and leaning. I have my index fingers pointing to the sky. We're going to lean to the right. Exhale. Now inhale back to center and exhale to the left. And then as we come back to the front, we're going to come forward onto the fingertips and just walk out, lengthening the spine, drop your head. And then let's walk back in. With your hands on your knees, drop your chin to the chest. Now inhale as we lift the head, tilting the head back. Exhale. Inhale, the chin comes back to the chest. Exhale. Again, inhale, tilt the head back. Exhale. Inhale, chin to the chest. Now slowly roll to the right shoulder. And then roll across your chest to the left shoulder. Again, inhale, roll to the right, exhale. And inhale, roll to the left. One more time on each side. And last time. And slowly bring the chin back to the center of your chest. We'll just lift the head up. Let's just roll those shoulders back. And this is a pretty quick warm-up. But we're only doing, a handful of poses, reverse direction. So we should be good. So we're going to start. The first chakra we're going to talk about is our root chakra, Muladhara chakra. That's the chakra that has to do with grounding. It's right at the base of your spine, and it basically supports all the other chakras. So we want that one to be really strong and rooted, and then all the other chakras get their energy. One chakra feeds the next, and so forth and so on. So this is actually a standing posture. So we're actually going to come onto our hands and knees. We're going to curl the toes under and actually come up into a nice downward facing dog. Just lift those hips, drop your head, shake your head, yes, shake it no. Pedal those heels a little bit. Pressing those heels towards the floor. And then we're just going to walk up to our hands and slowly roll up. One vertebra at a time. And then we're going to roll those shoulders back and roll them forward. So we're going to go into warrior. Well, actually, we're going to start with mountain pose. We're going to do two poses for this Muladhara chakra, the grounding chakra. And the first one is mountain pose. So with your feet just slightly apart, I like to have my big toes touching, but my heels are separated. Turn your palms outward and just rooting into your feet, nice and strong, feeling that connection with the earth. I like to close my eyes and just, like a mountain. Mountains look like they're very still. There's always lots going on under the surface. And that's what mountain pose is about. Anchoring to the earth, but having all that energy inside. The Muladhara chakra's color is red. So I want you to visualize red, strong energy. Nice deep breath. Exhale. Now the second pose we're going to do for the root chakra, the Muladhara chakra, is warrior one. So let's step forward on the right foot and come right into warrior one. Again, we're grounding. So we want a nice wide space between your feet. Your arms are up next to your ears. Nice deep breath. We're not going to do a lot of variations today. We're just going to really feel the postures and how they connect with the chakra. So we want to feel that root chakra. Usually when you're doing the warrior series, you might engage your glutes. The glutes are very close to that chakra. So just feel the power of the Muladhara chakra and the color red. And we're going to go to the other side. We're going to do that by just opening up to warrior two, changing our heels, and going into warrior one. I'm going to turn sideways now. We're on the other side. And if you didn't do it that way, just step forward on the other foot. So you have your left foot forward, and we're back in warrior one on the other side. Again, just feeling that rooting into the ground, the Mother Earth, the root chakra. Breathe. So really, for any of the other chakras to be aligned, we have to start with this grounding of this particular chakra. Now we're going to go up to the second chakra. And we're going to open up. We're going to go into goddess pose. Now this is the Svadhisthana chakra. It's our second chakra. Its color is orange. We're going to bend our knees, turning our toes out just a little bit. And then bringing the hands up. Now this chakra has to do with creativity and flexibility. Being open, not being a closed book. So this is our goddess pose. We're alert, but we're open in this particular chakra. Just hold that pose and try to make the connection between the first chakra and the second. This color is orange. Beautiful. Now the second pose we're going to do here is eagle pose. So that's also aligns the second chakra. So we're going to bring our feet in a little bit. We're still in a squat. And we're just going to bring the hands to the heart. Now we're going to cross our right foot over our left. You have the choice of leaving your foot on the floor. That would be a modification. Lifting it off the floor or wrapping it around your ankle, which would be traditional. Again, all that strength into rooting into this one-point balance. The arms come out, and we're going to pass our left arm under the right. So our fingertips rest in the palm of the right hand. And then bringing the arms up, we're sitting into our eagle pose. Working on the second chakra, Svadhisthana. Now we're going to open up, come back to that goddess for just a moment. Little closer footing though. And then we're going to bring the hands to the heart and cross our left foot over the right. So as we go to the other side. Again, you have those three choices, keeping the foot on the floor for balance, lifting it up, or crossing it behind your ankle. This time, as the arms come out, we'll pass our right arm under the left. Fingertips rest in the palm. Bring those arms up, sit into those hips. Focus on that orange color. Keeping an open mind, creativity, flexibility. Nice deep breath. Let's have one more deep breath here. Exhale. And we're going to come up and just circle those arms a couple of times. So now we've done the first and second chakras. The other chakras we're going to do on the floor. So let's come into a nice little back bend here, squeezing the glutes, just opening the chest. We're going to bring our hands to the floor and step back into a plank. So we're going into our third chakra. This is called the Manipura chakra. This is one of my favorites because it has to do with our personal power. Let's just drop to the knees. And we're going to drop our feet over to the right side. So this chakra's color is yellow. And this has to do with the personal power and kind of self-exploration. So it's about finding out who you are and exerting your confidence. And the first pose we're going to do is a spinal twist. So we're going to cross our right foot over our left knee. Now if you need a modification, you're going to straighten that left leg. If you want this foot flat on the floor, you can slide it up, it's a little bit easier, or slide it back. The left arm is going to wrap around the knee as our right arm comes behind and we look over that right shoulder. The location of this third chakra is at the solar plexus. So just above the navel, where your rib cage connects with the upper belly. So you want to focus on that location and the color yellow. By the way, the second chakra is just below the navel. I don't think I mentioned that. We're working our way up the body. First chakra, root chakra. It's at the base of our spine, the color is red. The second chakra is just a little bit higher, below the navel, the color is orange. And now we're on the third chakra, at the solar plexus, and that color is yellow. Now we're just going to go to the other side for a quick counter twist. Now we're going to swing our legs to the other side, crossing our left foot over the right knee. Again, you need to straighten that right leg. The right arm will wrap around the knee, the left arm goes behind as we look over that left shoulder. And just really focus on that location of the third chakra, the solar plexus, and the color yellow. We invite these chakras to align, to open, to spin. Nice deep breath. Exhale. Let's have another deep breath here. And release. The second posture that we're going to do for our third chakra is the boat pose. And again, we end up really initiating our core here, which is the location of that chakra, right here at the solar plexus. So check that you're on your sit bones, arching the back. Let's start to lift our feet up so they're parallel to the floor, and then slowly extend. Now you have the choice to hold on, or grab your ankles, or to let go. I'm going to turn sideways again, so you can see. And just, again, focus on the location of your solar plexus and that yellow color. So we ask that third chakra, Manipura, to align with the other two. Nice deep breath. Exhale. Let's have one more deep breath here. Exhale. Now bring our feet together. We're going to do a quick cobbler's pose here. So with our feet touching, just grab your hands around your feet, lift your chest. We want our spine nice and straight. And with a flat back, we're going to come forward. Nice deep breath. Exhale. And then we're going to release. So now we're going up to the fourth chakra, and that would be the heart. This chakra is located actually in the middle of the chest, not to the left where our heart is, and the color is green. And this is the chakra that has to do with self-expression and empathy and love. So it's the ability to feel. So it's it's a very important chakra. And when people have that, when that's blocked, people have trouble with emotional issues and love. So it's really important to have an open heart. So for these, you would think that, with the open heart, we would be doing something in this area. And we do. We want to open the chest. So we're going to come into two poses. The first one is we're going to come into a cobra. So we're going to come onto our hands and knees. We're going to slowly lower through a little chaturanga until we're all the way down on our chest. And then bring your forehead to the floor. Now with your toes turned out, so you're on the tops of your feet, elbows pulled into your side, let's take a deep breath. As you exhale, we'll lift the forehead, the nose, the chin, the chest, and then pressing into our palms as we come up into our cobra. If you need a modification, you can stay on your forearms. That's always your option. And then we want to lift the head so we're looking up. So we're going to feel this across the chest, location of that fourth chakra, the Anahata chakra. The color is green. Focus on that green color in the middle of your chest. Nice deep breath. Exhale. Now we're going to lift our butt, so we're kind of coming onto our hands and knees. And we're going to come off of our hands, so we're actually on just our knees. And we're going to actually go into the camel. It's another posture that's going to open across the chest. So we're going to start with the modification with your hands on your lower back and just looking up towards the sky. Our back is slightly arched, and this might be enough for some of you. You're going to feel it right into those hip flexors, but you're going to feel it across the chest. Now the next level would be to reach down for your right heel. If you can. If not, you can keep both hands on your lower back. And then we're going to switch. We're just kind of stretching out those hip flexors a little so we can go a little deeper into our camel pose. Now, let's switch again, but we're going to put our right hand on the heel and extend our left arm. We're going to feel that stretch all the way across the body, right through that heart chakra. And we'll slowly windmill to switch sides, grabbing our left heel and our right arm comes up. Now the third level, the most difficult, would be to grab both heels and just lift the chest and really let it open up. Looking up towards the sky, feeling that stretch across the chest. Let's have one more deep breath here. And exhale. Now moving your hands back to the lower back. We're just going to come into a quick child pose. Bring the forehead all the way to the floor. Now I want you to make sure your forehead is on the floor, because the next chakra, we're going to the throat. This is the Vishuddha chakra, and the color of this chakra is blue. So let's slowly come up onto our hands and knees. We're going to drop onto our hip and bring our legs to the front. So we're going to go into a bridge for this chakra. Because we're using the throat, that's the location of our thyroid and parathyroid gland, we're going to be doing some work in this region. And when we do things like bridge or fish pose or even shoulder stand, we are actually working on that region. So I've chosen bridge because most of you can do this. We're going to bring our feet as close to the butt as we can. And we're going to lower onto the back. Palms to the floor. Head is on the floor. Walk your feet a little closer. Inhale, and as you exhale, just lift those hips. Now you have a choice of keeping your palms on the floor or bringing your hands underneath and walking your elbows under as we come up a little bit higher. And just breathe. Feel the little bit of pressure that you have on your throat from your chin. Vishuddha chakra. Focus on that blue color. Make the connection to the last chakra, the heart chakra, whose color was green. Let's have one more deep breath here. Exhale. And then with your palms on the floor, you can lower one vertebra at a time. And then we're going to go into the second pose is going to be fish pose, Matsyasana. So we're going to straighten the legs and pointing your toes away from the body. So my toes are pointed. I'm going to come up onto my elbows and then drop the head. So you're going to feel your back arch. And this is actually going to open up the throat. Your head is just falling back. And to give this a little bit more of a stretch, you can bring your bottom lip over the top lip. Let's have one more deep breath here. You can release your lip lock. And then we're going to carefully lift our head. So you can look at your toes. You're looking at your toes. And then we're just going to slowly roll down onto the back. And let's take the arms over the head and have a nice stretch. And then from here, we're just going to bring our hands underneath our thighs, and we're just going to roll up. So we're sitting once again. So far we've worked with our root chakra, and then we've gone to the second chakra, the third chakra, the fourth was at the heart, the fifth was at the throat. We're going to the Ajna chakra now. That's actually one of my favorite also because it deals with the third eye, often depicted as an eye in the middle of your forehead. That is the chakra that has to do with your intuition and your your ability to understand something that you don't understand. It's almost like that, almost like an ESP, and that we all have a little bit of. So when we do the Ajna chakra, it also is developing our sense of confidence and the ability to make decisions. It's about knowing what's right and what's wrong, having that gut feeling. You ever feel like your gut's telling you one thing and you want to do something else? Listen to the gut. That's your Ajna chakra talking. Now the Ajna chakra color is sort of an indigo. Not quite a purple, not quite a blue. Indigo. Beautiful color. And again, it's right in the middle of your forehead. So the poses that we're going to do for that, there's two of them. And the one we're going to do first is keeping our legs crossed. We're just going to come up and come onto our hands and knees. And then we're going to walk back. So we can sit back on our heels in child pose. The reason why we want to get into child pose is to bring our forehead to the floor. Again, that location of our Ajna chakra. So let's bring the forehead to the floor, but we're going to bring the arms alongside the legs in a classic child pose. Now you can keep your knees closer, or I like to keep my knees a little further apart so I can feel your rib cage dropping down between your inner thighs and the forehead to the floor. Focusing on the location of your third eye, the middle of your forehead, and that beautiful indigo color. Just breathe. Let's have one more deep breath here. Exhale. And we're going to bring our hands under the shoulders as we come onto our hands and knees. The second pose that works with our Ajna chakra that we're going to do today is our downward dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. So let's curl the toes under, inhale, and lift your sit bones to the sky as we drop our head towards the floor. Pedaling those heels a little bit. Letting that blood kind of run to the head where our Ajna chakra is located. Let's have one more deep breath here. Exhale. And then we're going to drop back onto our knees. And then we're just going to come onto one hip, doesn't matter which one. We're going to bring our legs to the front. So now we've worked from our root chakra. We've gone from the Muladhara to the Svadhisthana, to the Manipura, the Anahata, the Vishuddha, the Ajna, and now we're going to go to that final chakra, which is the Saraswara. Now the Saraswara is different from the others because it is not a circular moving like a spinning wheel. It is more of a open space, a many-petaled lotus flower. And they say it's at the top of the head or possibly just above it. And that is where you are open to let your spirituality rest. So with that chakra, we are dealing with letting go of the ego, detachment from ego, enlightenment, and making sort of a connectedness to everything else. So it's a very important chakra. And when we have that chakra aligned, we are at peace. We feel peace, mental peace, and that connectedness. So the pose for that, we're going to start in lotus pose. If you can't do lotus, you can just cross your feet, sitting in easy pose. I like to do half lotus. It's just more comfortable for me. So I have one foot on top of the other. And we're just going to sit with our hands in Chi Mudra. So this is a pose of meditation. So it's often recommended that you meditate for that chakra. That is probably the quickest way to align that chakra is through regular meditation. So we're just going to sit here in this posture for a few moments, making that connection to the Ajna chakra before that. The color of this chakra is violet, beautiful deep violet color. Purple and violet had always been a very spiritual color throughout the ages in almost all religions and faiths. It's a very spiritual color. The amethyst stone is supposed to help with opening that chakra. That's a purple color as well. Let's just sit and breathe. Let's have one more deep breath here. Exhale. Now the final pose for this chakra will be corpse pose. So we're going to just lie down as we come into our resting pose. I like to just roll all the way down onto my back. Shavasana, which means corpse. But we have to realize that corpse was not a bad thing to the ancient yogis, because death always meant another life. A bud dies and a flower is born. And they believed in reincarnation, so to them death was not a bad thing. You're going to be born again. So for us it just means that we're going to let go of everything before this and begin again with a better attitude. So we're just going to lie here in Shavasana for just a few moments. And then we're going to do one final chakra alignment, balancing. make the final connection with all of our chakras by taking our right hand and placing it over the Manipura chakra. Remember, it's at the base of our tailbone. So you can either stick your hand under your back or just hover over your pubic area. And then take the left hand and we're going to put it over the second chakra, which is just below the navel. And we're just going to, you can either let those hands touch or you can just let them hover. And we're going to focus on bringing those two chakras into alignment. So just let your hands rest there till you feel a connection. What does it feel like? You might not feel anything. Don't worry if you don't. You might feel a little heat. You might feel a little vibration. You might feel something more. Now let's move our right hand to the location of our second chakra and move our left hand to the third chakra, the solar plexus, just above the navel, just below your rib cage. We're going to try to see if we can make the connection between our second and our third chakra. You can take as long as you need for this, or you might want to try it again when you're doing it by yourself. Now let's move our right hand to the third chakra and move our left hand to the fourth chakra, which is the middle of your heart, middle of your chest, the heart chakra. Again, just try to bring those two chakras together into alignment. Personally, what I feel is a little bit of a warm buzzing. I know that those chakras are aligned. And it doesn't matter if you actually don't feel anything, you're making an intention here. Hold on to that intention and try it again. Now let's move our right hand to the heart chakra, and move our left hand to our throat, making the connection between those two chakras, the fourth and the fifth chakra. Sometimes I like to picture the colors leading together. So I'd be picturing this green on my heart chakra and the blue kind of blending to a deep turquoise color. Now let's move our right hand to the throat chakra, and our left hand comes up to the Ajna chakra in the middle of the forehead, connecting this fifth and the sixth chakra. Breathe. Now I'm going to move my right hand to my Ajna chakra and the left hand to the top of my head to the crown, making a connection between my sixth and final chakra, the seventh. Picturing that deep violet color. Now we're going to release our hands to our side and just lie there for a few moments and see how you feel. Now we're going to bend our knees and roll onto our right side for just a moment. And then you can gently push yourself back up into easy sitting pose or Sukhasana. Well, I know I feel better. I hope you do. And if you didn't feel anything this time, give it a little time to try again. Go through it maybe a little bit slower, or maybe write down the things I'm saying, and then do your own version of it without watching the video. That might work better for you. So we're going to finish with 3 cleansing breaths. So let's bring our hands to Chin Mudra. Sit up nice and straight with the perfectly aligned chakras and the perfectly aligned spine. Let's have a nice deep breath. And exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale. And one more nice deep breath. And let it go. And then we bring our palms together to the heart. So we can give thanks for this chance to practice yoga together. And this chance to honor that light within, as I honor that light in each of you. Namaste. So I would like to say a few words about soul focus now. I'm sitting in our beautiful Serenity room. This area is closed right now because of the COVID, but we have many services still available, and something that we just started this week is we are doing COVID-19 testing. It's a very simple test that's going to be done as a drive-through system, so there'll be no contact. You can go to our website, soulfocus.com, and you can see more information about that. And the way it's going to be done is you give the test, you buy the test, you purchase the test, I should say, and then you make an appointment to do your drive-through. So it's only going to do so many per day. So look up our website, soulfocus.com, and make your appointment. It's nice to know. It's nice to know whether you've been exposed or whether one of the things I would like to know is if I've been exposed or if I actually have had it, which I don't know. I'm a healthy person, I've got a strong immune system, but I would like to donate plasma. So if I know, that would be a positive thing. So I intend to have the test. So if you're interested, go to our website, and let's just have a namaste.